Okay, here we go. I don't have a script for this video. I don't have an intro. I don't have an outro, as in terms of introducing myself to an audience here. But I have finally made myself sit down and fully record a Speedpaint. So here you're going to see me talking, just simply for no reason, unprompted, about art as like a channel introduction video. This is probably a video I'm either going to remove later or rewrite or change. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll use the background footage for something else when I have things more thought out and more planned. But I felt like since I made this drawing recently and I have the Speedpaint file, I should record something and post it now. Not in a lazy way, by the way. This has taken me an unnecessarily long time to actually make. I've always wanted to make speed paints and I've always wanted to make YouTube videos. I just, for real, could not figure out how to make speed paints. I am that stupid. It's not really a stupid thing. I'm just, for some reason, my brain did not wrap around making a speed paint. I don't know how to explain this. There's no proper way of explaining this. Other than I just, couldn't make a speed paint. No more explanation for that. Yeah. I'm just going to be, as I said, talking about my art process, as in also my art journey, which it is not that long of a journey, but it is there. I just kind of like introduce myself in terms of art overall. So the background footage is Caitlin from Arcane, well, from League of Legends, but as a poser, I have not played League of Legends. I've only watched Arcane, and I'm fallen head over heels with every single fucking character, every single one of them, especially Caitlin. And so here we have me drawing her. The thing with this specific drawing, and also one of the reasons why I decided to make this the speed paint that I will make my YouTube intro with, was because I haven't drawn with any kind of passion in a long time, and if my Instagram audience, which is not that big, it's I think 15,000 right now, which is massive to me, but I fully understand that it isn't that big of a deal for the general population. But yeah, if any of you guys have stumbled your way here, which I'm assuming anybody who watches. Sorry, my dog started barking and I had to stop. Also, yeah, this is going to be extremely messy. But yeah, any of my Instagram audience that stumbled their way into this video, I am sorry, you guys are going to find out some shit about me here. The shit being that I have not drawn with any kind of passion in a long time, probably since 2020, because I made a comic which blew up in an anime community. I won't necessarily be naming. I mean, it's really easy to figure out. You can just go to my Instagram. I just don't want I don't know. I don't really care about naming it. I really loved the fandom and I really loved my experience within it, but because it was a fandom and because I made a comic that was pertaining to the main characters and the biggest ship within the anime, it really blew up, and that is not something that I'm used to. Not really blew up. I mean, really blew up by my standards. Humble myself here. And it is not something that I'm used to whatsoever. And I got really addicted to the dopamine at some point. And I mean, I was aware of it the whole time, which did not help. Being self-aware isn't always helpful. So after the passion kind of stopped, I still pushed myself to draw more of that comic, and I should have left it where I finished the original first installation of it, because afterwards it just destroyed my drive to make art at all, because every time I would have to sit myself down and make something that I'm not interested in at all. And so for about a year and a half or almost 2 years, I have not sat down and in this natural progression sketched did my line art and finished a painting with like extreme interest all throughout. This has happened like probably 4 times since I finished the first installation of my comic. And though I loved the comic and I'm still very attached to it, I know that it has like had its unhealthy influence on me afterwards. And so with this painting, I thought I would, start a new chapter in my art journey or whatever. So yeah, this is the drawing. Yeah, as you can see, the line art of it is really detailed, which is something that you would see from my usual artwork. I really like paying attention to character design and adding the details and exploring, all the ways in which the character is designed sufficient, like in an effective and interesting way, basically. Anyways, so yeah, back into my art journey, history, whatever the fuck. So basically, I started drawing around like 5 years ago, I think. And as in, everybody has drawn, everybody draws, well, casually as a kid. Like, I don't think there has been anybody who wasn't given a pen and a pencil and like a sheet of paper as a kid to just like draw, which I think is awesome. I really, really love that. But yeah, I started like expanding out of that and taking art more seriously in a way around then. And a lot of the time I just kind of have rolled with it. I have gone to some workshops, I've gone to some, I don't want to say courses because I know you all Americans are going to take that as college courses, which is not what happened. But I've had like classes and stuff in like a non-professional environment that I've learned from, and also mostly I've learned from YouTube. I've learned from looking and observing other artists. I've learned from, those little neat art posts on social media. And a lot of my art has been in fandoms, which is a curse and a blessing at the same time. A lot of the stuff that I make has been influenced by everybody is influenced by other artists, but my point is I don't have any formal art education whatsoever. So if you're gonna learn from me, keep that in mind because I am planning to make this somewhat of an art tutorial type channel. But also I have, read stuff. I will list the sources that I know and I remember, like on the video right now, where I say this. I hope I remember to. If I don't, I will put it in the comments or in the description. But yeah, I recommend if you cannot afford like art education, or if you don't want to, that's a thing. Like for example, I'm not sure if I can afford because I'm still living with my parents, and I'm 19. I'm not like a proper adult, but all throughout my art journey, I've been with my parents, and it's not necessarily that we cannot afford it. It's that I would rather not. I don't really care for like learning art in an academic environment. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying I have not, and it's not because I can't necessarily afford it. But I have not thus far. And if you take this route of art that I have, I think I would just like highly recommend watching YouTubers who don't like sugarcoat things. I will list them like, again, I would list the books. Ergo Josh is one of my favorite, like all-time favorites. I hope he doesn't mess up and make me like regret saying this. Please don't like make this age like milk. Thus far, like every single time that I've watched his videos, and it's not like I like religiously watch his videos, but every single time where I've like felt the need to research and watch his videos, he has not disappointed me whatsoever. I feel like his mindset of like, you suck is a very productive one. It's not like a harsh you suck, it's a you need to put work into your skill, which is something in the art community that I feel like is a bit toxic. Not the statement that he makes, but the statement that other people have about like this societal almost view of art being a talent, which it's not. I'm one of the videos that I'm planning to make is me fixing my own art. Please don't like I'm not gonna fix other people's art. I'm not that one girl on Twitter who was like, you know, I will put her name in here because I forgot, but there was that one person who would fix anime art and make it like darken their skin tones and make them fat, and that was like it. Which is not the way you get representation, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a troll. But anyways, what I'm saying is I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be fixing my art from an anatomical place and like overall skill place, because looking back at my art, it sucked, and I'm pretty sure it still sucks, because when it sucks, I'm not aware that it sucks. I'm aware because I know that, you know, art takes time and art takes skill rather than talent. I know this, and if you just had talent, then all of your art would be perfect all of the time, and that is not how it works. And knowing that you always have room to improve means that your art, to a degree, currently sucks. I like that way of thinking about art. It's kind of sad, but I like it. It's sad in a good way. I'm not complaining about it. Point is, knowing that if my art had that much room to improve back then, it probably has a lot of room to improve now, also takes a certain amount of pressure off of you, because like currently this drawing in the background, I know is kind of a stiff pose. I know what makes up a good pose. I just kind of cannot execute it yet because, execute it yet, good pronunciation there. I just kind of can't execute it yet because I am not at that level of skill, although I know the information. And I think knowing that is kind of soothing, because I'm aware, and next time that I'm making something, I will try to improve on that, like, immensely. And also, like, for example, backgrounds, I struggle a lot with backgrounds, so I've looked at a lot of references from Arcane itself, and I've looked at compositions, and I've looked at, like, the way it's structured, and I've, like, dialed it down to basic components, and I've tried to put it here. Still not perfect, but I'm getting there. I'm like, moving forward. And if I thought that art was just a talent that I was supposed to either know or I don't know it, I would not, like, have in any way improved in this piece. And I'm really proud of this piece. As stiff as it is, as poor in my opinion the lighting is, I'm proud of it because I've made a few steps forward. And I for a long time I had been making no steps whatsoever. Not forward, not backward, not in any direction. I was just stuck. And that is also a normal thing that happens. And also reassuring young artists that this is going to happen is also a really good thing, because I consider myself a pretty young artist, not just in age but also in skill and in, like, understanding of art, and, like, in my, like, overall my relationship with art, I feel like is pretty fresh and small. And so yeah, I really like that way of thinking about art, and that is a lot of what you're gonna hear here. And, like, again, my advice is not that of a professional, but then again, what is an art professional, really? I've studied art in an academic sense, in, like, a historical sense. I've studied art on my own in, like, the sense that I, study it physically. I'm, like, reinventing the wheel slightly, but also that allows for room for personalized learning, whereas academic learning would just shove me into places that I maybe not ready in my art journey. Like, maybe I'm not ready right now to really do a lot of, I don't know, nature drawings or etc. And I will do them because I know that I'm supposed to, as boring as it is, but maybe, like, it would not be productive for me to sit down and do that right now, seeing as I don't want to. Like, and if I draw something that I don't want to, as we already saw with my little comic, it does not work in my favor. So yeah, that is, like, how I pursue my art. And so that's that on my decisions as an artist, necessarily. if, well, my future videos, as I said, one of them is going to be a remake of my old art, and the other one that I'm already editing and almost ready to put up, I need to write a script for that one, for sure, because there's a lot of editing that I'm gonna have trouble with, because I'm not the most skilled one. Here, as you can see, as I said, I struggle with making a simple speed paint, so yeah, I'm gonna make a detailed explanation of my art routine. I mean, the method that I use to make art, like the step-by-step, what I tend to do, the way I combine my sketches, the way I make my backgrounds, or, well, I suck at making backgrounds, so I don't take that part of the advice, but the way I use my layers, the way I use Photoshop, well, that could apply to any art program. Most of them work in very similar ways, so yeah, just technique stuff that I have polished up throughout the years, so anybody could, for that matter, use my art the way that I've used other artists and YouTube artists' art as a way to not reinvent the wheel. So yeah, that's that. The next video is going to be on that. When I upload it, I will link it in here for anyone who finds this later. Yeah, I think this is it. After this part, I'm going to start just putting a speed paint with music on, some royalty-free music on. So yeah, I don't know what kind of other content other than tutorial-y stuff, tutorial walkthrough, etc. stuff I'm gonna make. Probably like story time, or topic discussions, like the one kind of like now, like art topic discussions. Bits and pieces of things that I've learned here and there that are art related, and some stuff might not even be art related. I might just be talking about stuff. I don't know. I'm just gonna be going with the flow. I just know that I want to share my art process, and I just want to share things that generally make me happy with people, and I want to talk about this. I do. I have opinions on art, like the ones that I expressed in this video here, that I want shared with the world. And I also want to, in a weirdly somewhat selfish way, want to share the successes, or not necessarily successes, the steps that I take with art, because I have realized that for a bit there I didn't take any steps, like I mentioned, and now that I really want to share it with people. Just, a little stupid human social brain thing to want to do. Just my brain feels the natural desire to share things with other humans. That things that make me happy. Now that I've found a calm source of inspiration and a desire to make things, I don't want to do it alone anymore. So that's what this channel is going to be about. I hope not to get in any drama, because I've observed the YouTube art community from afar, and it has been a terrifying thing to observe, especially with the Creepshow art situation, and all of the situations. Quite honestly, there have been so many dramatic situations. I aspire to be a calm, sweet little art channel, drawing with waffles and such. So yeah, I aspire to have a peaceful YouTube, not necessarily career, because I don't know how committed I can stay to uploads and such. If you ask my Instagram followers, they would tell you I'm not the most consistent, but when I do put up things, they usually are from the heart, as cheesy as that is. Because yeah, if they aren't, then I can't make them. I'm a pretty mentally ill person, not gonna lie. Well, not in a extreme way, I just have a lot of depression, especially when it comes to art. I'm also neurodivergent, and so that might cause some overwhelmings for me within YouTube, because it's a little scary for me right now to think about uploading things that are opinionated and personal and, you know, artsy and such, because I have uploaded things before and they were like memes, like TikTok compilations or Vine compilations for like myself mostly. I share them, but I make them for myself for like fun. This I also is what I'm also gonna make for myself, but it has a specific audience and it has a specific goal of somewhat educational content that I have in mind. Yeah, this is it. Proceed to watch the rest of the Speedpaint as is. You're gonna see me struggle a lot with shading and then give up, but don't take that as me giving up, because I did like confront those things that I gave up on in here in my next drawing, which is coming soon. So yeah, that's that. If I feel like I need to add any more commentary later on, I will hop in and edit that in. So yeah, bye. I hope you guys like this.